Hello, can you hear me? Hello, everybody. So I wanted to have a live conversation where we talk or start a series about talking about the crochet industry in terms of like a business. Because I know that many of you are interested in, especially now that some of you have lost jobs and income is kind of sporadic because of the whole world right now, that you're looking for different ways to earn money, and you're like, how do I supplement what I make with my hobby, that I love? And so I think a lot of you are turning toward, can I make money with crochet, and is there a way to do that? Hey, good morning. So hello, I love you. Hey, Marley, hi. There's Patrick. Hi, Patrick. In between classes. um, so many of you have been reaching out to me about my online coaching. And I had an online coaching thing on my website where in the past, I've coached people on how to make crochet a business, and everything from design development to making a proposal to how to submit things to books and magazines. And thank you, Ms. Gal, I appreciate that. And so I think people are starting to message me about how do I become a crochet professional? How do I become a pattern tester? How do I become a contract crocheter? Because it's time to supplement your income in other ways. And crochet makes a lot of sense since it's the thing that you love and you're good at, and it's your hobby. And hey, if I could make money from it, awesome. Well, I think we could have some of those kind of conversations here. And the truth is that here comes Theo. While I have been charging a fee for that in the past, that kind of discussion, I haven't done it in the past year, but I used to charge a fee for that discussion. I don't feel good about charging a fee for that discussion anymore, and I haven't in the past like 18 months, because crochet as an industry is not super profitable right now. And while I could be making money with this discussion off of you all trying to make money, hey, Brian, it doesn't feel good for me to encourage you to put your money in the basket of hoping to make money with crochet when, yeah, I just don't, it's just not a super profitable industry, friends. And so I'm absolutely willing to talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you for free. I'm not going to charge you to talk about how to become a crochet designer or how to submit, because I don't, yeah, because I don't know that I can get you the return on the investment. Okay, so a couple years ago, I used to charge, a couple $100, and we did this full thing, and I would help people submit, and they were selling designs, and if they made more than my fee, then it was a good return on their investment. But these days, I don't think I can guarantee that you would make the amount of money that you put in. So I'm just going to talk to you for free because you will certainly get a good return on that investment. So thank you, Muscal. I appreciate that. So anyway, I want to start this discussion series today. And anytime that I'm on these Crochet Live, if I talk at all about design as an industry development, that kind of thing, then I'll try to put it in the live description so that you can find these discussions if you're not present right now and are interested in somehow being part of the crochet industry. So anyway, I do have a couple more. Now I've got cat hair on me. Oh, Christina, you've told me that before, and I apologize that I didn't remember. So as the comments come up, I try to read them as they come up. So here goes Theo on the dining room table, buddy. He wants to be a part of everything, but he doesn't want to stay put. You don't think you'd make a lot of money, but you would like to be able to develop your designs for you. Excellent. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I will always design. I'm never going to not design because I have to. I can't I cannot make, I can't make things from other people's patterns and not try to design. Like I've tried to stop designing. I've tried, like the um the blankets that I'm planning to make for my niece's babies. I thought, oh, I'll just pick a stitch pattern and I'll just make a blanket. Well, I physically can't. I've got cat hair on me now. Um, I physically can't. I cannot just follow someone else's instructions for a whole pattern unless it's something where I'm like learning how to do something new. So I'm like, I can't make a blanket and not design it. Um, so anyway, if you want to talk about design development, here's how I'm designing. So you've heard in the last two crochet conversation videos how I have two nieces who are having girl babies in July and August, and so I want to make things for them. So I'm making, I want to make little sweaters, matching sweaters for them in a very easy stitch pattern with a multicolored yarn, and as soon as that yarn arrives, I'll show you my yarn haul for these babies. And so I'm going to walk through that process with you. So if you want to join me, then it's not really a crochet along, but I'll walk you through the whole process of how I designed it. And I'm going to probably design it based on how the yarn looks when it arrives. Sometimes I design something knowing what yarn it's going to be, and I can kind of plan for it. This time I ordered the yarn based on a picture off the internet, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to feel, but once I feel it and see it, then I'll kind of make a plan and do the math and show you how I process from the very beginning, how I make a design from the very beginning. So already in my head, I've already made the decision that it's going to be a multicolored sweater. Do people buy books with patterns anymore or only PDFs of patterns? I'm sure the digital world changes. Um, Frankly, I don't think people are buying anything. I think they're getting everything for free. And so they're not buying many patterns. I did sell a few individual PDFs this month. Um, and Marley, if you're still here, you can certainly chime in and answer. But in general, there's so many free patterns on the market that people are not buying them. So people are not buying them much. There more people in the UK are buying patterns. Marley is agreeing with me. Okay, thank you, Marley. So what people are willing to pay for is value. So like Marley provides, but typically people only purchase if there is a sale. Good point, Marley. Thank you. So, but people are willing to spend money on value. And so it has to be more than just a pattern. They will not just buy patterns anymore because the people need, if I made a decent living, you would. Yeah, I hear you. But people will I mean, times are tough all over, and I get it. And so, like, you can't really afford to buy patterns, and especially if you're skilled enough to like make up your own pattern. Okay, but anyway, so people are willing to pay for value, which means they're willing to pay for someone to help you through a pattern, like Marley does with her awesome um, tutorials online. So it's more than just the pattern. You're getting her expertise, you're getting her instruction, you're getting her tips and tricks, you're getting her as an entertainment. Because let's face it, you could watch the video and appreciate it and learn from it, but you want to be entertained, but never make the item. But you're there because of the time. Free patterns on websites with ads make money from the page views from those free patterns, Marley said. You'll buy a book of stitches if it's not typical. I think people are buying my book, my One Skein Crochet book, because it has value, which means that it's more than just a collection of patterns. It's also like, how do you take one skein and create something until you use up the skein? So it helps you use your stash. It's kind of like a recipe template. YouTube makes knitting and crochet books obsolete, right? Oh, thank you, Marley. Marley says my books are great. Thank you. I don't think so. I don't think YouTube makes books obsolete because I think they're kind of like partners. Right now, it appears in the industry that A pattern alone is not valuable enough for people to spend money on, but a pattern with instruction or help makes it valuable. So my book, One Skein Crochet, is like recipes on how to do this. And so that's valuable, but also I do have some videos that support the patterns that make it more valuable. And that's why people will spend money on it. So a pattern on steroids, Marley said. Yes, exactly. So a pattern itself does not trigger value to the average consumer enough to make them plunk down their hard-earned luxury dollars, because people do not have lots of extra money for luxuries, and people consider a pattern kind of a luxury. So if you have extra bucks, are you gonna, go out to dinner with a friend, or are you gonna buy a pattern? So like, I get it. So it has to be really valuable for someone to plunk their hard-earned money on. And that's why I'm always so complimented when people even make a pattern of mine. You feel bad for using YouTube a lot? Oh, no, no, don't feel bad about that. YouTube, I mean, that's so valuable to us. So stream those videos all you want. It's free for you and it pays us a little bit. So thank you so much. So don't feel bad about watching YouTube. YouTube is actually really an excellent way to support a designer or an author or somebody that you feel entertained by. So yes, YouTube pays us. Not a lot for me, but maybe one day I'll keep going because I have fun with it. So hard-earned money. Oh, that's why I'm so complimented every time someone makes a pattern of mine, because there's so many millions of crochet patterns out there. If someone chooses one of my patterns, then it's a huge compliment that you spend your hard-earned time, your precious time on something I created. Oh my gosh, that's the most wonderful feeling in the world. So Marley said, say it again. Okay, here it is again. YouTube is free for you, but it helps us make content for you. So do never feel bad about streaming YouTube. Matter of fact, you all helped me get to the point where I could make money on YouTube. Do you remember last January? It was January of 2019, and I needed like 1,000 hours still for my channel to hit that next level. And I implored you guys, and you guys stepped up in such a good way. You guys streamed my channel, and I told you guys, just turn on my channel, hit the play all button, turn off the sound if you need to, go to your other tabs and do your work. Let my channel play all day to help me get these hours. And you did. And that is what I'm just, oh my gosh, that's massive. So I do have a couple dear friends who, I don't want to embarrass you, who will stream my channel all day long, even when they're busy working. And I'm so grateful for that, because that is a free way for you to support me. And I really appreciate that. So even if you don't have disposable income, you can still support your designers by streaming their channels and letting the ads play. So thank you so much, because we get paid based on ad views. So go ahead and let those ads play. Go up and get your cup of coffee or whatever you need to do, or switch over to another tab for a moment while the ad plays. So never feel sad or bad about only watching YouTube. That's huge. Okay, so value. So good morning, Pamela. So adding value. So patterns on their own, PDFs or books, are not where the money is. I'm not even sure where the money is, but it's not there. Marley and others who've done a really fantastic job of putting ads and affiliate links on their websites generate income through those vehicles. But you have to have a lot of people showing up to your website in order to get that traffic. So it's kind of a vicious cycle. Like, you have to get your website up and get views and affiliate links, and then people have to be there. The ads that have been running lately for Masterclass have been so enticing you actually watch them instead of skipping. That's a good point, because I've watched them too. There's a couple that I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. But have I plunked my money down for it yet? I have not, and those are expensive. So thank you for letting the ads play. Thank you. So I think when we're trying to decide how to spend our money, we're trying to see if we can get more revenue from what we spend out. So if I were to spend money on a master class, then I would expect to earn more than what I spent on the class in what I've learned and applied in my life. So the return on investment is really important to me. And I really look at that a lot when I'm in business trying to decide if it's worth my time. Is it going to give me a profit beyond my investment? Um, and crochet is really not that different. So you guys, when you're deciding whether or not to buy a pattern or buy a book, you're thinking, am I going to benefit from this item more than the amount that I spent on it? Well, a book is a great, bye Marley, love you, go make videos. Everybody go watch Marley. um, when you buy a book, you think, okay, if it has 15 patterns in it, which my book One Skein Crochet does, and I would spend $3 on a pattern, well then 3 times 15 is $45. Do I get more value out of that book for the $25 ticket price? Yeah, I would. So it makes it a good bargain, especially if it's something that you can apply over and over again. Okay, so some of you wanted to earn some extra money with crochet, and so there's lots of different ways to do that. You've got pattern testing, where you team up with a designer, but often they either don't pay in cash, or they only pay you by giving you the pattern for free, or they give you the free yarn to make the item, and then maybe you get to keep it, but you may not actually make actual cash. You may, but you may not. Contract crocheters, you do usually get paid. So what happens is a designer doesn't have time to make the item. They send you the yarn and the specifications. You have to make it exactly the way they want it made, and make sure you communicate a whole lot, make sure it's all going perfectly well, measurements and everything. And then you mail the item back to them, or you mail it back to the book publisher or magazine or whoever. And then you get paid, usually by the yard or by the project. But you don't keep the item, you don't keep the yarn, and you have to be spot on with your gauge, and it has to be, excellently stitched. So that's a fun way to crochet for some money, but you don't get to keep the item, and it's still a lot of time, and the deadlines are rough. They're, usually it's like, oh, you get 2 weeks maybe to make a blanket. So it's serious, and you can't miss a deadline. You can't. You like never work again if you miss a deadline. Oh, it's okay. You're late. It's all right. It's all right. I hope you're doing well. Okay. So I also wanted to talk to you about tech editors. Actually, is another way to make money with crochet, but a lot of tech editing jobs have disappeared with the magazines disappearing. So as the magazines and books have disappeared, those tech editing opportunities have become fewer and far between. And so there are experienced tech editors who are not getting as much work as they would like. And so because they are experienced, they have a leg up on a new tech editor. But to be a tech editor, you have to have skills with being an excellent crocheter and understanding how things go together. And then you have to have a really good math mind, to make all the extrapolations from, if this size small has 18 stitches and the size medium is an inch bigger according to gauge, then it needs this many more stitches. And you have to have that kind of math mind. And then also, if you can make symbol diagrams, then that makes you even more marketable as a tech editor. If you can tech edit, have the math skill, the attention to detail, and also have a good editing mind where you can see the typos quickly, that's helpful. And then if you can make symbol diagrams, usually people use Illustrator to make those. If you have those skills, that makes you a really good powerhouse tech editor. And those are good jobs, but they're few and far between as publishing has diminished. Some individual designers will hire tech editors to help Hey, thank you. Be there after the long ad plays. Thank you, Carlene. Um, so the tech editors get paid. Sometimes designers hire tech editors to help them with their individual pattern sales through Etsy or through Patternfish or through Ravelry or through Knitpicks or wherever they sell their patterns. Lovecrafts is where I sell my patterns, Lovecrafts. So go find me. It should be in the description of the channel. I don't know that it's in the description under this video, but lovecrafts.com, Ellen Gormley, is where I sell my individual patterns. But usually designers are not making a huge amount of money, and so they can't afford to pay out a huge amount of money to the tech editor and to a contract crocheter and to a pattern tester. So a designer tries to do all of that herself or himself and save money that way. I also wanted to talk to you about the design process from the very beginning. So you guys have seen from my previous live conversations, the last two, that I'm working on this baby blanket for Erica. So Jessica and Erica are our nieces, and each of them are married and having babies, they're sisters, in July and August. So Erica's baby is, and they're both girls. Erica's baby is coming in July, so I'm working on hers first. And I started making this motif and this fabric, and then I was playing with color, and I was playing with two color, and I was playing with different methods of joining. Thank you, Carlene. Methods of joining, because I didn't like how the little petals are like curling up a little bit. So so this is the design process of, like, this is going to end up being a really messy, weird thing. And it's taken me already, you know, a couple hours. And all I'm doing is just testing out different ways of joining, different numbers of stitches. Like, I added more stitches here, and now this is suddenly curling more, so I'll probably change back to the original number somehow. I was trying to join by 2 stitches and just 1 so that it wouldn't be pointy. So the design is evolving based on what I'm learning in my swatch. So I'm planning to make this into a full design at some point. Someone asked a few moments ago, am I working on another book? Hey, good morning. I'm not working on another book at the moment. Right now, I'm focused on these babies and getting those 3 designs out for you guys all to share with me on YouTube. And I might, as an added value, of course, I'll teach them on YouTube, trial and error for sure. I might then make the patterns, the written instructions, like $2. So if you want to just follow along on YouTube, you can. But if you want the benefit of it written down in front of you where you can print it out, I'll probably write it down and then charge $2 for it on my website if you want that. So you could probably get 100% of it for free just by watching YouTube. But if you want the value of having it written down, or you feel like, saying thank you with $2, if you happen to have it available, cool. If you don't, it's fine. Just watch the video and let the ads play. So no, I'm not working on a book right now, and I've still got one skein crochet, and I'm afraid one skein crochet is probably not going to do very well because it fell between the cracks of selling the company. Good morning. When Interweave and F&W were one company, and they got bought out by Random House Penguin, then, thank you, Carlene, okay, then the Random House Penguin bought the books division of F&W Interweave, and somebody else, I forget who, bought the continuities or the things that renew, like magazines and the website and stuff. So my book fell right when that selling of the company into pieces happened. As a result, I don't think I have a publicist at all for the book. So the only publicizing or marketing has been what I've been able to do. And so I don't think they printed very many books. I don't think they've sent them anywhere. I don't know that it's in Barnes and Nobles. I don't think it's at Joseph Beth, like the big booksellers. I don't know that they even sent them. I don't know that there's anybody saying, hey, you need to put Ellen's book on your shelf. Like, I don't think that's even happening. So I don't anticipate this book to do really well. And as a result, it's going to be harder for me to get another book deal because the numbers just aren't there, because it's all about money. So the next publisher, who says, oh, how'd your recent book do? And I tell them, well, it didn't sell very well. That's going to be a reflection on me. And so I may not be able to get another book deal, but maybe I'll write my own. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. What I do need to focus on is the fact that I'm going to be hopefully teaching crochet at the Estes Wool Market in June. So this coming weekend's Northern Kentucky Crochet Retreat is, of course, canceled. And Christina, they didn't even, we need to chat more. Thank you. Um, I don't think they bothered to make a digital version, a Kindle version of my book. Like, I can't find any evidence that they did that. Now, they were supposed to do that, and in fact, my previous books were even translated into several languages, and they were available digitally, they were available, but now I'm not seeing any evidence that they did anything but just print a couple thousand of my books. So that's really discouraging. Theo wants to say hi. Actually, I just wanted to grab him. Hey, Theo. Nice little moment of zen here. Pet my cat. Yeah, so I don't think the book is going to do really well. I don't think there's a digital version, which really is disappointing. Um, they just don't know what they're doing. I wouldn't say that. Random House Penguin, they totally know what they're doing. But they may not even know about my book. Like, they act like they've never heard of it before. And so they're not doing anything with it because they don't like acknowledge that it exists, if you know what I mean. So, like, I don't think I have a publicist. I don't have, like, there's nobody assigned to help me. So, you love my skill building book. Thank you. Appreciate it. But anyway, matter of fact, I'm so not on their radar that they accidentally sent me all my copies again. So, like, I mean, and I told you guys this before, like, I got like a certain number of copies of my book, part of my contract, and I received them, and that was great. I received them again, like another set. I've got like 50 books upstairs. So anyway, if you want one, email me at ellen.gocrochet@gmail.com. And if you are domestic, I can find a way to mail one to you for 25 bucks signed, because I have plenty. Anyway, so I wanted to spend these crochet conversations, and I'll spend a few more minutes with you, and then I'm going to get moving again. Theo's up on the table. Don't tell Tom. Come here, buddy. Come here. He wants my yarn. So I want to keep talking to you guys about how to become a crochet professional, the ins and outs of that business. If you want to know, I'm not going to charge you for it. I'm going to do it for free, and I'm going to take. I already took this morning or last night took the coaching thing down off my website. I'm not going to have people pay for that. You just saw an e-version of my book on Google Play. Really? Of One Skein Crochet? I did not know that existed. I will go check. I will go check Google Play. I'm making a note so that I remember to do it. Okay, for my book to get a signed copy, hard copy from me, if you are within the United States and Canada, you can email me at Ellen, ELLEN, GoCrochet, GOCROCHET, at gmail.com. And in the a subject line, you know, you write book or one skein crochet or something like that, so that I'm alerted and I'll pay attention to that. And I'll give you the email address for PayPal, and I'll send you an invoice, and we'll get it done. Thank you so much. So let's see. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, so many of you already bought the book last summer when it came out, and so I'm very, very grateful for that. And I do, I was going to say the retreat for this weekend is canceled. The Northern Kentucky crochet retreat, that's the cat stepping over the camera. Hey, your booty is in the way. The retreat is canceled for April the 4th. I don't know if it'll be rescheduled. The next time I'm scheduled, One Skein Crochet is the name of the book. The next thing you heard yesterday, the shutdown is going to be through the end of April. Yeah. And so the next time I'm scheduled to teach is June at Estes Wool Market. And I think I've got 4 classes there, including edgings, motifs, Tunisian, and I forget the other one. I think the other one is a project from my book. I forget which one. And so Estes Park Wool Market in June, and hopefully that still happens. I do have a hotel room reserved. I have not bought flights yet. I just don't know if it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So we'll see. In the meantime, I'm working on bringing you content on YouTube. I'm working on these baby items. Oh, the sweater. Really? Oh my gosh, Carrie, that makes me so happy. Carrie is saying One Skein is available for Kindle on Amazon. That is new. I did not know that. Thank you, Jesus. I did not know that. That's really good. That makes me so happy. I'm gonna cry. Yay! 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 That's good news. Okay. So, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh my goodness. Stressful day. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's good. As much as you like buying signed copies, it might help you more if we bought Amazon. I don't know. Like it's a toss-up. Do whatever you want, because buying them from me puts the money directly into my pocket, which is nice. But buying them from Amazon, now I've got cat hair all over again. Buying them from Amazon gives them, the publisher, the numbers that show how well it's selling, because they don't know like that the first batch of books that they sent me that I like sold out because you guys wanted them so much. So they don't know that. So I guess Amazon helps the numbers, and the Kindle version helps a lot too. And there's actually some books. Are the royalties different? My previous companies did. My previous companies did give me a breakdown of like how much I made per copy of a hard copy versus how much I made per copy of an ebook, if it was through Kindle or if it was Amazon or if it was through Barnes and Nobles. Like every single one was different though. So it was really confusing to see like where I was making the best money. So I don't know, like in terms of like buying online, which one makes me the most money. Like I don't know. There are some books though. See, now my nose is gonna be all red. There are some books that yeah, thank you. You had it first, Christina. Thank you. I would consider self-publishing. I just got to figure it out because I love symbol diagrams so much that I don't think I could publish a book without them, and I don't know how to make them at this point. So I'd have to hire somebody. So that comes back down to yes, One Skein book with the purse on the cover. Yes, that's the new book. So I'd have to figure out if it would be worth it for me to pay a tech editor based on the amount of revenue I would get back in return. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's see, what else was I saying? The classes, design, that's all new to me. Because thank you so much, you guys, for telling me that, because literally I got my royalty statement 2 weeks ago, and I had made $0, and I had sold like 200 copies. So, okay. Anyway, onward, right? Hobie. Okay, I gotta go for now. But thank you, everybody.